Good morning, it's me. I'm back. I'm Stephanie Flath, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am so happy to be with you live this morning. It is Wednesday, April 15, and we are officially 2 weeks past when I was supposed to have my hair cut. It's gonna start getting rough, people. So when you get on, make sure that you say hello so I can see who's here. I can see Nancy's here. Good morning. And Sherry's here. Good morning, girls. So I'm here this morning. And Carol is here. Good morning, Carol. You got here on time today. Yay, Sherry. So have you just been so busy crafting, or what kept you from us last time, Sherry? Or did you just forget? That would be me. If I didn't have an alarm, I would just forget. Hi, Dina. Good morning. So let me know when you're on. Say hello. So far, I've only seen Sherry say hi, so sorry. I can just see people coming up. I want to see if I can... Somebody said something about tapping things. Oh. Now you probably can't see me. Just a sec. Oh, I hope you can still see me. Sorry about that. Somebody said something about tapping something to see viewers, and it didn't come up. It said your viewers, and then it was a blank screen. So I don't know how that goes. I'll just do my thing and not worry about it. Okay, so I have a couple cute cards to show you today. You were there. Oh, good. Did I blank out for a sec? Because I was trying to look at a screen, and sometimes I think when you look at a screen, I've had to expand my alarm to Mondays. Yes, you have. Hi, Marsha. I had to also, because I need alarms for getting up in time, especially because I go to bed far too late. It's ridiculous because it shouldn't take me so long to plan a project, and then I procrastinate, and yeah, anyway, so I definitely need multiple alarms for all my days to be able to get up in time to do this. So no blackouts here. Oh, good. Thanks. I always appreciate you guys' input. That makes me happy. It helps me a lot. So, oh, that reminds me. I'm going to turn my computer on so I can do my drawing right away. So it's thinking right now and trying to just decide to cooperate. But I thought that I would tell you a couple things. First of all, if you didn't see my website, or if you subscribe to my blog, if you didn't see that email yesterday, or you didn't see my Facebook page, yesterday the clearance rack was refreshed. There's lots of dies on there. That was the biggest thing that I noticed, but there's just a lot of things. So I think always on the clearance rack, I think it's always, just a sec, up to 60% discounted. Thanks for the quick mailing. You're welcome. I love that card. I need to make more of those. That might be my next birthday card or something like that. Thanks. I'm glad that you liked it. Yes, I've done pretty good with getting my my cards in the mail, except for I think I was mentioning yesterday. Oh, maybe it was Friday. I don't know. I don't remember. Too many days, I can't just kind of go like that. So I tried to get to the post office with packages. I had packages to send out. I'm not going to tell you to whom, because I don't want to ruin any surprises, but I had packages to send out. And I went one day. I'm always running late, always getting there last minute. Well, I found out yesterday that they're trying to get rid of those people. I don't know if it's because they think people aren't going to be careful enough with their social distancing, or careful enough. Good morning, girls. I see Alexa, and who else did I see? Come on. So I saw somebody else come on. Oh, Jamie. Hi, Jamie. I don't know if they think people aren't going to be careful enough, like with their keeping their hands clean and stuff. I don't know what it was, but they said they literally told me yesterday when I went to the post office and said, okay, so what are your hours now? Because I got here too late twice last week, and so they are open until 6:30 instead of 7. My ass, hubby asked me to. Who is in Michigan? I keep getting mail from. I love it. Nancy's in our demo stampers group, secret stampers group. Nice, cool. That's awesome. Merry Christmas. That's funny, Diane. Good morning. Yeah, I might as well just tell you. I was gonna just not tell you and then delete the message or whatever. But I was feeling bad, Nancy, that you can't get on the group yet. Hopefully soon. Oh my, that was weird. How I have my arm decides how dark things are. That's so weird. I wonder why that is. I was feeling really badly for you not being able to get on our group. I know that it will change, but I don't know how soon. And so I told everybody in the group and asked them to do me a favor and send you cards so that you felt like you were part of the group, since you can't see everything that's going on. So that makes me so happy that they're all taking care of you. We all love you, and you'll get in the group sometime. I just don't know how soon. That makes me happy. And tell Ken hi too. Okay, so I was talking to you about the post office. So they told me that good morning, Jamie and Carrie. I just saw you get on. They told me that they're closing a half hour early just for people like me. The people that fly in trying to get their stuff done. And so I missed it on Saturday and I missed it on Friday. Friday was like, I was there by 5 minutes. But the Saturday, I was like, I'm going there a half hour early, and of course it was like it was supposed to be open till 3, and I got there at 2:35, and doors were locked. The whole mall was locked. Like, what is going on? Actually, no. I talked to the security guy, and he's like, no, they're closed. So they weren't happy with me yesterday when I had all these packages to send out. And he kind of chewed me out, like, you're going to have to come earlier because I made a line. I felt really bad. I didn't see the line behind me because you can't have a bunch of people in there. They said max of 10 people, and then they said wait here if there's 10 people, which there weren't, but people still waited outside. So I turned around, didn't see anybody, and then left after mailing there had to have been 20 packages that I mailed. And I walked out, and there's a line of like 10 people, 6 feet apart through the mall. I felt really bad. But I was like, okay, well, I missed you twice, and so I'm just going to keep working and making my packages. So I need to be, I don't want to go often. I'm supposed to be staying home, but I still need to get my packages out. So anyway, he wasn't very happy with me, but they're mailed. Okay, so I don't know. That just must have been a fun thing to tell you. I don't know what, because I don't know what that was about. Okay, I'm going to draw my names. I have everybody in here, and I gotta find there we go. Had to find my start button. So everybody's name is in here. And I'm going to start it now so these were for the Daisy cards on Monday is what we're drawing for right now. Rachel Markin won our first one. Yay, Rachel. She's from Ohio. She's another demonstrator. Okay, so I'm going to pick another name. And start. Linda's here. Hello. Seems like I saw other people. And Renee Sikkema, you won. I haven't met you yet, and I just saw you commented for the first time. Oh, I don't have a small scale. I want to see more about your. Yeah, I need to do that, but I don't have a small scale. Alexa, can you tell me about your scale, please, or what you use for it, or whatever? See, when I went on, I tried to go on to the the website, and do click and scan or whatever, and my only options were, what's the word? Priority mail. And I'm like, I'm not paying priority mail for every single thing that I do. So I tried, and once anyway, maybe I'll have to go back. Maybe they fixed whatever thing was going on that day, but I tried. I thought about even doing an account through, what's it called? Stamps.com or something like that. Because they actually do have a 1 month free trial, but I don't normally have this many packages all the time, and I don't know that I want to do that. I was able to choose from different types of mailing. I couldn't do it. I had to. So what I was trying to do one day, I needed to measure an envelope or something, because it wasn't a normal envelope. I don't know. All I had were priority options for whatever it was that I chose. I was not happy. So I did it old school. Anyway, I thought about trying stamps.com, but I just don't know how long that I would need it. And it's like, after the free trial, it's like $15 or $17 or something dollars a month. And I don't know that I would use it enough. I have plenty of things that I pay monthly to, like, do my business. I don't know that I want that one right now. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to keep complaining. No, I don't like complaining, so I better stop. Okay, so our winners were Rachel and Renee. There were different types of party in first class, and I think, yeah, I couldn't find that. I looked. I even started over. I cleared my cookies and all that. I don't know. It didn't work for me. So, but tell me about your scale too. If you need to email me or text me or whatever, that's fine. But the only scale I have besides a bathroom scale, which it's not sensitive enough for a normal package. The only scale that I have is a little, it's a food scale, but it's not digital. I have to turn this knob to get it, like, I'll say tared out to 0. And it's just it literally goes up and down to weigh the item. It's totally old school. Yeah, I don't have a scale. That might work as long as it were under, I don't know how many ounces, but oh man. Okay, so I told you my my winners. Oh, Renee, if you are watching today, or if I think Penny knows Renee, and if you hear, well, I'll probably try to message you, but if you're watching, I'm going to need your address, please. So message me your address so that I can mail you your card. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to use today. And I'm also going to talk to you about 2 classes. One is completely free. It's actually going to be next week on my Facebook Live. And I will tell you what you need. And I will also post a picture and directions or whatever. Not directions, but like what you need for it. And thanks, Alexa, for saying you'll email me later. And also, I have a class that I think you need to sign up for by, if I remember correctly, sign up for by Friday, so 2 days from now. It is my Ornate Garden Class, and I'm just going to show you that one first. So I showed you this card one other time when I was showing the Ornate Garden Suite, and I'm going to show this to you again because I didn't demo it, I just showed it. And it will definitely be one of the cards that we're going to make with the class. So I'm planning to do a Zoom class, and you need to pay for the class, and you'll get, well, you have the option of just doing the tutorial, but if you do the tutorial, you'll get it after the class, after the video. But if you want the full class, you will get a half a pack of the designer paper, ribbon, and these gilded gems. And this is one that I showed you already, but we are for sure going to be making this in my class. So you have to sign up for it. You can either choose to just pay the class fee, or you can pay the class fee, which is reduced if you place a $50 order using my host code. Because I do need to mail out your supplies, both the product that you get with the class and also all the pieces. If you didn't read the information about my classes, I think I talked about it on my live before, but I don't remember for sure. I can't stamp your pieces for you. I can't mail stamped pieces unless it's a completed project. I can obviously mail that out. I do that all the time. But if you're doing a class with me, I can't stamp your stuff for me, but I can do the die cut and there's embossing here. I love this embossing folder, actually. I can do those parts for you, anything that I punch. But you're going to need some ink colors and some the stamps, or choose a different stamp set that you could put here instead. In my class description, I have those suggested items. But anyway, so you need to sign up by Friday, I believe, and mostly because you need to place your order, and I need to place my order. If we place a $50 order, how much more do we pay you for the class? It's a $30 class because it includes product and it includes all the supplies to make 5 cards. And then also it will be a Zoom meeting, and you'll get a PDF mailed to you. So like a step-by-step tutorial so that you could make it later if you wanted to. If you don't place the order with me, or if you don't place an order, it will be $35. Basically, I'm just knocking off the shipping for actually sending you the supplies if you place the order with me. So I don't know where I was at in all this. Anyway, so the sign up and you need to place your order by Friday. Is that a rule that you can't stamp images and send them? Yes, it is. It's a Stampin' Up! Policy that they've had as long as I know, that you may not do that. It's against their policy. And I don't know the thinking behind it, but it's a pretty strict policy. Okay, cool. Sounds good, Sherry. I know I have at least one other person signed up for it too. So that's, I love the cards that I've been making with it. So I'm excited for it. I think there's one other card that I made on here that I'm going to include with it because I was so happy with how it turned out. So we'll see. Okay. The actual class is May 5. It's a Tuesday. If you can't make it to the class, I will still be, I don't know how much you guys use or have used Zoom like for work or anything like that, but you can record what you're doing. So I'm planning to do I have somebody else on here that I don't know. You didn't. You're funny, Dina. So you make mistakes just like me, right? Good morning, Brenda. I don't know you, but thanks for joining me. If you can't make it on May 5 for the class, but still want to sign up for the class, I will send you the link to the video that I'll make while doing the class with everybody. So even if you can't make it at that time, it will be a Tuesday night. May the 5th is a Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, and I'll be recording it. So whether you can make it or not, you'll get the video and the tutorial with colored pictures and whatever. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about the other thing that I'm going to take a picture of for you later. Right now, I want to do some stamping. So I decided I'm using this stamp set. It's weird, I can't tell. Okay, I need to change a setting here or something. Let me see if that helps at all. No, it's weird. Every time I put something in there, I don't know if I get in the way of a screen or what. I don't know. But I did change it to being light. Okay, so Label Me Bold is the stamp set that I'm focusing on today. This is totally my kind of set. As soon as I saw it in the catalog, I'm like, yep, that's going to be mine. So it has a bunch of sayings on it, and I always kind of love something different, this negative image sort of thing. So you're stamping the block around the words instead of the actual words. Morning, Courtney Ray. How are you? I'm glad that you're here. So I'm using this stamp set, and also I'm using Butterfly Gala, but I'm not actually stamping with this today. I don't know if you remember me using it last year when it was so popular and we couldn't get it because it was so popular, or the punch we couldn't anyway. But remember, I have a little container of punched butterflies. Like if I had extra butterflies, I'd just do it. So I grabbed those, so I'm going to be using those. So those are the things that I'm going to use. And I'm going to put you down so that I can do the stamping. And if you have questions or comments or whatever while I'm stamping, please keep doing it. But just know that I can't see them while I'm stamping. It goes away. It used to be I could at least, when I didn't flip you upside down, it used to be that I could at least see that something was coming there, but now I can't even see that until I pull you back up. So I'm going to put you down. Remember, if you're just joining me today for the first time, if you share my video, first of all, make sure that you tell me that you shared, because I can't always tell, depending on your settings, I can't always tell that you shared. Or maybe it's how you share, I don't know, but tell me that you shared, and you'll be entered into a drawing. I give away all the projects that I make on my live. So if you share, then you'll be entered. So make sure that you do that. Okay, so I'm going to put you down. I got to change my settings again. So here, I'm going to unbackwards you, and now I'm going to put you upside down so that you can see straight on. Okay. So, the first thing that I want to do here, I don't want to put that there. The first thing that I want to do here, I'm going to tear this. I don't know if you guys, I don't do this very often anymore. I used to do it all the time, but I'm going to tear this edge. This is just a piece of Whisper White's a little bit shorter than the full length of the card. So I'm going to tear this, and the key to tearing, if you don't do it or are afraid of doing it or whatever, you can't just tear and just kind of keep pulling. You need to keep your fingers close to each other. Then you have total control over where it goes. So I keep my thumbs close together, and I just kind of guide, turn my hand, pull the paper a different way, whatever, so that I can keep it in a nice straight area. If I just took this piece and went like this, and just, my hands were like inches and inches apart, then it would go every which way, and who knows how it would turn out. But you have more control when you keep your fingers together. Now, Whichever hand, I don't know how to explain this. So I'm right-handed, so I pull towards me, or I pull with my right hand. If I'm right-handed and I pull towards me, then my roughest edge is going to be on top. If I'm right-handed and I pull away from me, then my roughest edge is going to be on the back. So if that matters to you, keep that in mind. Okay? So I like my rough edge on the top. So I have this, and I'm going to use this little background stamp. It's kind of a, yeah, I just consider it a background stamp. I love these kind of stamps because you can make all kinds of backgrounds with it. Like the Gorgeous Grunge, it's retired, but that I love that kind of thing. There's a couple stamps in Painted Poppies that are like that I love. Okay, these are all, I'm trying to think why, I'm trying to wonder why I have this cushion here. Some sort of stamp I needed. Oh, maybe it was just because I thought I needed it for the butterflies. I did have to put a couple stems on, or stems. They're not stems on a butterfly. It's the body of the butterfly. I had to do those. I don't need this because I don't have photopolymer stamps. I don't know why I had it out other than maybe for that. I don't know. Maybe I switched gears or something. Okay, so I'm making, I love an ombre kind of look. And so I'm making that with this stamp. And I'm starting with Petal Pink. So I'm going to stamp it twice. And I'm somewhat overlapping it on here. So I started with Petal Pink. And then I'm going to do Grapefruit Grove. And the colors are I'm going to knock these things off here. I had some dyes that I used that I didn't put away. That's a bad thing. Oh, it's because they were across the room. What was I going to say? Oh, these colors are close enough. They're in the same color family kind of thing that I just got excess off. And now I'm going to go to the next color. I'm not totally cleaning it. Okay, so this is Grapefruit Grove. This is one of the colors that is retiring with our current full catalog. And then the next one is Terracotta Tile, which is one of the end colors that is still staying. I tried it with Calypso Coral instead of Grapefruit Grove, and it wasn't quite the way I wanted it. Okay, so I have this ombre looking piece here. And I'm going to mount this to, oh, where'd my snail? Oh, there it is. Might have bit me. I'm going to adhere this to some Grapefruit Grove that I forgot I need to tear that also. So I'm doing the same thing. So I'm going to put this on here. Now, one of the things, remind me and I'll show you the one that I already made too. One of the things that's kind of cool about the tearing is they don't always have to, like this one totally has a border that is bigger than the white border. But on the first card that I did when I made my sample, just to kind of play with it and see what I'm doing, some of my Grapefruit Grove kind of hides behind the white, and that's okay. I like that look too. So I'll show you that when I'm done. I must have cut this a little bit wider or something. Okay, so I'm going to put this on my card. So this is Highland Heather, and I'm going to put this on here and then work with my other pieces. All right, so here's my card so far. I can shut this. I don't need that anymore. Okay, so I have my, I'm going to put this here just so you can see them better. So I have a Highland Heather butterfly here. It's a full size. Okay, so, oh, I put it, didn't pull it. I better pull it just a sec. So the, oops, excuse me, sorry. So even though I already have these punched, I wanted to show you the punch. This is the Butterfly Duet punch. So you punch out both at the same time. The stamps in the stamp set actually come, they're photopolymer, and they come attached. So the bigger and the smaller are one stamp. So I don't know if you can see the difference between the two, these two butterflies. One is like what I would, oops, gotta get it in there better. This is like what I would call a monarch butterfly, and this one is just, I don't know, very artsy kind of thing. I don't know if you can see the lines on there or not. But so there are, I think, 4 different, oh, I'll show you on the stamp set itself. There are 4 different designs of butterflies, but they all come as one piece. So this is one piece, here's one piece, here's one piece, here's one piece. And then these are all the solid pieces, so that you don't have to color all these in. Like, these are definitely line art, but this will color in the wings of the top. This will color in the wings of the bottom if you don't want to color all those pieces in or aren't stamping on a solid color. So a hint, I didn't want to do it with some of my favorite, like the Monarch one is my favorite of all of these. But on the one, I don't like this one at all. So on this one I showed you what you can do, a cool thing that you can do with photopolymer, in case you're just joining me for the first time ever, is, okay, I'm going to show you the difference. So here's my Monarch stain. They're stained. It happens pretty quickly with photopolymer. And black. So there's those. But here's the one that I don't like, so I wasn't worried about doing this. A cool thing about photopolymer is, oh, you can't see it on my, just a sec, I'm gonna do it on the back of my card. Okay, cool thing about photopolymer is I actually could cut these apart, so I could just singly punch, stamp and punch the smaller butterfly or the larger butterfly, and like if I only wanted a single butterfly on this piece that I was doing, so you could cut it apart. But then if you actually want to stamp them together and be able to punch them together, they will go right back together on your black. So photopolymer is easy to cut apart just with your paper snips or whatever. So you have some versatility, flexibility with what you're stamping and where with these. So maybe there's, I did this one time with some words. I remember, like, I didn't want the whole word on a stamp set. Like, maybe this is just a silly example, but like if you had the word goodbye and you just wanted bye, or you just wanted good, you could actually literally cut it apart and just, so you could just stamp good or whatever. Okay, so here's the punch. Butterfly Duet punch is what it's called. So I already punched them out, and this one doesn't need any coloring. This already has color, but I am going to color at least a couple of these other butterflies here. So I need Grapefruit Grove, and I need, where to go? Here is a sponge dauber. And so I'm going to ink this up and just sort of color this. I'm just, you could use a sponge too, probably. You could use markers if you wanted to. I'm just adding color. I'm not necessarily trying to get the whole thing colored. I'm trying to get more darker in the middle sort of thing. You can do it how you want. And then I want to do a small one too. So these are all going to be different kinds of butterflies. I don't have 2 monarchs or 2. This is a different artsy one. All right, so that's all I had to do there. Now, one of my favorite things that I liked to do with these was to help them look like they're flying. And so what I do for that, obviously I didn't stamp this one. Well, it's got some on the back too. So what I like to do is use tear and tape on one half of the butterfly, like splitting it in half by the body is what I mean by half. I gotta make sure that I put it on the right side. All right, so I'm putting tear and tape on one half of the body. Again, make sure. I'm just trying to be, with how I have it set up on my card, I just want to make sure I had it right. Okay, so I put tear and tape on one half, and then I'm putting I'm using mini dimensionals on the other half. So I'm putting it on the 2 like individual wing segments, if we can call it that. I don't know the technical term of it. That's just what we're calling it, is wing segments. You may use that in your own personal studies if you'd like. Okay, so also when I do this, so if you can't tell, what I'm trying to do is get a difference in depth perception sort of thing. So I want one flying and one flat. So another thing that I do is I like kind of fold the body in half so that the wings can be more lifted up. I don't need those. Okay. So I'm going to put my Highland Heather one down first. So I'm taking the backing off of all pieces. So there's the tear and tape and the mini dimensionals. So I have the tear and tape gets stuck right to it, and then the body is still, the other side is still raised a little bit. So that's a cool thing. So I'm going to do the same thing with this. And oops, I need it to be under there or something, a little less by it. Okay, tear and tape and dimensionals go in there. And then this one I'm just attaching flat, not even worrying about tear and tape or whatever. Oops, don't need that on there. I don't want that. Okay, so here's my card so far, and then I need my saying. So I chose to just use black, and I originally used Memento and I didn't like it. It wasn't as dark as what I preferred. So I'm using, this is Congratulations, so I'm inking it up while On Black Stays On. Stamping it here. Oh, it's nice and dark. Okay, so I'm using a trick here. I want to crop it, just make it a rectangle around it, but to save a little bit of fussy cutting, I'm using my classic label punch. I'll show you it in a sec. Something's on the stamp. Oh, maybe it's supposed to be like that, but it's like got a defect actually. I think. I don't know. Okay, so I have this piece cropped, but I don't want it to look like that. I want it to look like the shape of the greeting. So I'm just going to cut this end off and cut this end off. Then I didn't have so much cutting to do. All right, using dimensionals again, the little mini ones. 1, 2, 3. All right, and I want this offset a little bit, but I still want it to cross colors. You know what I mean? So I want it on both. I want it both on the Highland Heather and on this. And there's my card. Okay, next one. So this one, I'm using, oh, before I get to this, I need to show you on the Big Shot something. I learned it. I should have known it. It should have made sense already. I kind of knew it, but I don't know. I needed to be told, I guess. So, do I have it over here? Just a sec. I gotta make sure that I have the right piece. I do. Okay, good. I forgot I actually needed this. Okay, so I'm going to show you on here. So one of my, I love any stitched dies. I love the rectangles dies. I love the stitched So Sweetly dies. I love the stitched shapes. I love them. But I found, I don't know if it's the double stitching or what, but I found that the rectangles tend to be a little bit harder to work with until or they like tend to tear a little bit harder to get it out of here. And then I read something that was very helpful to me, and that was when you, I cut this one bad, so I'm using it, the middle of it. When you put it into your die cutting machine, don't go straight on this, I'm trying to go straight to the camera, sorry. Don't go straight on this way or straight on this way. Put it in where a corner is going through first, so you're angling it a little bit. I'm going to do that right now. And so what, I mean, I knew that sort of thinking. I might be too close here. I knew that sort of thinking, but what clarified it for me or made it make sense to me was, and if you've done this, you know what I'm talking about, when you go straight on, whether it's vertically or horizontally, you still need to, your cutting mats and all your platforms and everything still need to go through straight and right in the middle, or you'll chew everything up or whatever. But so what made it make sense for me was, if you don't do it that way, if you go straight on instead of like I'm doing right now where it's angling through, you kind of are just causing a speed bump instead of like this firm steady pressure. Like when I went in here, I'm going to go back the other way and you can see the difference. I don't know if you could hear that. It still did a bounce when it was done, but I'm going to go straight. Listen to the difference. Just in case you've not done it before. This one is always a hard when you first start and when you're done. So there's just a great big speed bump, and it kind of doesn't allow good firm pressure to happen that way. I don't know, since I've been doing it angled, they just come out of here better even. So, and I don't have to go back and forth. Like, these are ones that I would typically go forward and backward to get out, and I just haven't had to do that. Okay, so here's my piece. All right, so this time I actually have all sorts of rectangles that I will show you. It is one of the other piece is a leftover from something that I had had done recently. But anyway, so here's my rectangle that I have here, and I'm gonna ink. So this is the stamp that I'm using this time. This is the other splotchy kind of background stamp. I'm gonna ink it up in Poppy Parade, and I'm gonna stamp once here, and then stamp again here. So it's just stamped off a little bit. Then I have, I don't know if you noticed, there are 3 different little sprinkle type background stamps here. I'll show you again. There's 3 stars, 3 hearts, and then like polka dots kind of thing right there. And I'm using the hearts, and I'm making them I'm kind of staying away from the splotchy, kind of, because you can't see it very well where you stamp the splotchy. And then I'm also doing a thank you, and I'm gonna do it the same way that I did before. I originally just stamped the thank you right on here. I don't know if I have my sample here. Oh no, I covered it. Okay, I originally just stamped it right on here. In fact, I'll do it right now because I can just cover it again. I stamped it on here, but then look, my thank you it's not clean. I want my thank you to be white in the middle. It still stands out because this is Night of Navy, by the way. But I don't know, I just want it to look more clean. So I'm gonna ink it up again, and I'm gonna crop it again with my classic label punch. In fact, you know what? I wanted it even smaller, so I cropped it. Actually, I didn't do this on purpose when I was working on it last night or this morning. But I kind of went too far in one direction, and I liked it cropped that closely for this one, so I did do an extra cut. So I cut off the ends because I want them to be rectangle like this stamp. And then I cut off this side too, just so it's a little bit closer. Okay, put my little mini dimensionals on. And I just decided, I kind of did this backwards. Well, no, I got my stamping done, but I'm gonna assemble the rest of my card first before I put this on here. All right, so I'm done. I'm not doing any other stamping anywhere else, but I'm gonna show you the card. Okay, so I have Poppy Parade here, and then I have, this is a piece of what's called See a Silhouette designer paper. I had made some cards actually quite a while ago, and then I made some more recently again where I had a piece cut and then you put your framelit inside. Well, if you remember, the stitched rectangles have double stitching. So on the part that comes out is stitched, and the part that's left behind is stitched also. And I love that. I love the design part of that. So I had this, and the cool thing about this that I did, because it's such a skinny little thing, is I thought ahead, and I have tear and tape on the back of here. I put it on the back before I ran it through the Big Shot. My die cutting machine, I should say. This one I didn't get close enough to the edge of where it would be, so I need to add a little bit more there. But anyway, so I have this frame, and then to go along with the colors in this actually are Night of Navy and Pacific Point, but when they put a color in, sometimes they lighten it with, they make a tint of it. Is that right? A tint shade. Yeah, tint adds white. They lighten it with white, and it looks like Blueberry Bushel, and I just wanted the brightness of Blueberry Bushel instead of Night of Navy. So I made another one. So this is actually one that it would have come out of the center of this. So these were just 2 dies used, but this has a bigger piece, so that has the frame. Anyway, so what I'm doing is I'm going to take off my tear and tape to put this down. I want my frame down first. Okay, and then on this edge that I barely had any adhesive, I'm just going to kind of go short across it. All right, so I'm going to put my frame down here, and I always like to offset something like this. And then I'm going to put this piece on my blueberry bushel. Want this straight, and I didn't think of doing this before. I want to put dimensionals on the back of here, but I don't want my mini ones. There's somewhere here there it is. I have a sheet that's almost gone that will be perfect. So I'm going to put them here, here, here. Hold on. That's very satisfying, using up the last thing and just throwing it away. Okay. So now this is going to go on like this. And then, you know, I still have my nice clean thank you to get on here too. These definitely need many dimensionals because they're so skinny. So I'm going to put this right on top of where I had stamped it. There. There's my card. Isn't that awesome? I love the colors. Love, love, love. Okay, I'm going to put you up. So I need to upside down you, or put you backwards again. And here I am. Okay. Yes, I use my dimensional edges now. Oh, somebody's frustrating. What are you doing frustrating? Yeah, I just found out the square dies didn't cut through the cardstock way straight on. That was frustrating. Yeah, normally I would always go forward and backward, but if you use my trick that I just learned for the corners, thanks for all the love, people. You guys are awesome. If you put it forward and backwards, that works, but if you use the corner trick, I think that will help a lot. But if it's not cutting through still, like if you can't do forward and backwards, or you can't do the corner through, it may be that your dies are defective. There could be something wrong with them, so just keep that in mind. Thank you. I'm glad you liked the card, Sherry. Okay, so here's my last one that I just made. I love the color of these so much. So nice and bright. And then here's my first one that I did. Thanks. Yeah, I did have leftovers from my butterflies. Oh, and I forgot, and my frames too. Yeah, I had a hard time. I couldn't get rid of my frames. Okay, so remember to share, and you'll be entered into a drawing on Friday for these 2 cards that I just made. I'm glad you learned so many things today. That's awesome. That makes me happy. I love when you can learn stuff from me, and I hope you had fun watching also. Okay, so next week, Wednesday. So I'm gonna make take a picture. Yeah, I love the bright colors too. Thanks. I'm gonna take a picture of what I'm planning, but here's the thing. I don't want you to totally focus on the exact things that I have. So I'm doing a week from today, I'm doing a stamping with you time. Okay. So it's going to be, you're gonna have all your stuff, and I'm gonna have all my stuff, and we're gonna stamp together. We're actually gonna make 10 cards, or there's actually a bonus 11th one, I think. I have to look at it again. I'm glad you have fun, Dot. Okay, so I'm going to take a picture of all the things that I'm going to be using, but you don't need to have exactly what I have, okay? So I'm going to grab I made a list, and I'll explain some of it. You can feel free to ask questions, but we're going to be doing, it's called a double wonder. I don't know if some of you old-timers, veterans, remember the one-sheet wonder that you make all sorts of cards out of one piece of designer paper. It's kind of that thing, that idea, but we're using 2 pieces or 2 designs, and we're going to cut it all up and make it into a whole bunch of cards. So I will put this list along with the picture that I'm going to take of the stuff that I'm going to use. And maybe only one person suggested that it be on a Wednesday, so I'm going to do it next Wednesday, because I couldn't get it together soon enough for this Wednesday. So I'm going to give you time so that you can prepare for it, and I'm going to give you the list of this. And I just thought of something. There was something I was going to tell you, and I forgot what. Oh, I know. Okay. I'm like, something made me think of something. Okay, I've been loving having your suggestions for what you want to see. So, tell me if there's a stamp set, a technique, a something that you want to see. It's helpful if you don't use just one word to describe what you want to see, because remember, I go back and look at these comments an hour later, and when I see the word daisies, I'm like, I don't know what that means. So write like a sentence, or like, I have eventually figured it out, but anyway, it would be helpful. I love having your suggestions, so if there's something you want to see, tell me. Okay, back to my double wonder that we're going to do in a week. Yeah. Old timer, definitely. Like, it was from a long time ago when I originally learned about it. That's what I mean. I'm not calling you old, Nancy. Okay, so here's what you need. Remember, I will put a picture out. I will send an invitation to like all my customers, my people that usually follow me, that sort of thing. If you're a Great Lakes demonstrator, you potentially already saw this with Shannon. I wasn't able to join her, but I did watch it later, and I loved the idea. It's a fun concept, and we can all work together. And I'm planning to hopefully go a little bit slower. So, like, you know how I can't see comments when I'm stamping, so my thought is that I'll get to a certain point, and then I'll pick the camera back up and look at you. Hot air balloon, I don't have those. So if I do a hot air balloon, I'm going to have to figure out something with a different punch that I have, because I don't have that stamp set. So I'll put you down, do some stuff, and I'll pick it back up and see if anybody has questions. So hopefully I'll go a little bit slower to let you follow along. So one of the things that you're going to need, right, how to do mirror image. Okay, I need to write these down. Well, they'll be in there. Oh, I have more people on here. Trisha Daggett. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Thank you for joining me. That makes it fun. Mirror image. Okay. So here's what you're going to need. Yeah. Thanks, Jamie. I was thinking the same thing. Like, I wasn't stamping, but I don't know. I just knew that, especially for people who aren't demonstrators, who they probably don't do all their cutting and whatever quickly, the tape covering technique. So you only get part of the image stamped. Oh, see, I don't use tape So it's called masking, but I don't usually use tape with it. That would be directly on the stamp, but you can mask without having to use tape. Are you really wanting to see it with tape, or you just want to see that technique? Masking technique. Thanks for suggestions, guys. I like it. Okay. I'm not going to read comments for a couple minutes because I'm going to tell you what we're doing, and I don't want everybody to get confused. But again, I'll put a separate post and do an invite for people that are normally on here and all my customers. I'm not going to invite demonstrators who aren't normally watching me. Well, I don't know demonstrators that watch me, but if I, or know all of them, but if I know that you normally watch me, like you're on my team, obviously I will invite you. Okay, so you're going to need your trimmer for sure, your full-size paper trimmer, because we're going to be working with designer paper, preferably 12 by 12. You can do it with 6 by 6, but you're kind of going to have to do some of your own thinking if you use 6 by 6 instead of 12 by 12. So my suggestion is full-size paper trimmer, and you need 2 sheets of 12 by 12 designer paper from the same pack. Then you're going to need 7 sheets of coordinating cardstock. One of them needs to be Whisper White or Very Vanilla. And honestly, I'm saying you might want an extra sheet of that same Whisper White or Very Vanilla, whichever one you choose. You might want an extra sheet. Especially because, so I have, I think, 5 different sheets of cardstock chosen for the designer paper that I'm doing. 2 of them are dark, like Blackberry Bliss, is dark, and you can't really write in Blackberry Bliss. So if you're doing dark colors like that, you're going to want to keep in mind, you're going to want an extra sheet of white if you're doing dark colors. So like you can have something to put inside for writing on. Though I'm not going to show that part, but just keep that in mind that you're going to want that or need that. Okay, so 2 sheets of DSP, 7 sheets of cardstock that coordinate obviously with your DSP. You need a stamp set with greetings. And you need a punch that would fit those greetings. So like obviously you're not going to want to choose, I thought of doing the Ornate Garden, but the long ones wouldn't fit in a punch, so that's not the one that I'm choosing to use. So you need a punch that will fit at least some of the greetings that you would want to use in your stamp set. You need 1 ink pad. Mostly it's going to be for the obviously the greetings on the stamps. It could be for stamping on your card, but the set that I'm choosing just has greetings, so I'm not sure how much of that kind of stamping I will do. I might go back and add more later or something. So 2 sheets of designer paper, 7 of cardstock, a stamp set with greetings, an ink pad, a punch for the greetings, a spool of ribbon that coordinates with your designer paper. Obviously you need scissors to cut your ribbon. And then adhesives. I would suggest dimensionals, your normal adhesive, maybe mini glue dots if you need help with ribbon or that kind of thing. You might be able to use tear and tape, or maybe even just snail for that. I forgot if there's a couple that you put on. You put just the bow on, so you want like a mini glue dot for the back of the knot sort of thing. So those are the things that you need basically, and we're going to I'm going to show you how to do what you need to do for cutting. You don't need to have your cardstock cut and scored, but you need to know how to use your cutter so that you can cut and score it. That would be helpful, so I don't have to try to tell you where to line it up, to cut it in half or score it in half. So those are the things you're going to need. I'm going to take a picture of my stuff. choose things that you like. Choose your favorite designer paper. Choose your favorite colors that coordinate with that designer paper. It's just a fun thing, and we're gonna do it next Wednesday. So I still need to take my picture and send the invitation for the things, and I don't know what else. So, but I'm excited. It's gonna be a fun thing. It potentially could take like an hour and a half, or it's gonna be a longer one. I would say it could take 2 hours. I feel like her well, no, hers only took an hour and a half, but she had a lot of dead time in the beginning. So I would plan on like an hour and a half. So you don't have to stamp with me when I'm doing this. You can always come back and do it at your own pace later. Like, you know how some go back and watch the replay, like a lot of you do. If you just happen to miss the beginning or miss me because you have an appointment or whatever. But it will be here for whenever you want to do it. But if you want to stamp with me, then collect your stuff together for next Wednesday. So I'm just excited for it. So, okay, I think that's it that I have for today. Yeah, that's all I have. So thank you so much for joining me today. I was kind of gabby. I'm over an hour today. That never happens. I've been really gabby since I've been starting this Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You'd think that I would have less things to talk to you about as if coming to meet in front of you more often. But maybe I'm seeing less people, so I just need to be on here talking. Okay, thanks for joining me. If you have suggestions, even if it's like a couple days later or whatever, come back and comment on here, or post in... don't do a separate post on my Dazzled by Stamping page, but you can do a separate post in the Dazzled by Stamping community group. On the page, unless you're commenting on a current post, other people can't see it. It just like kind of goes to me. And sometimes when you comment on a video that I've done in the past, I can't. Facebook is weird. You guys know that. I go to find like, oh, somebody commented on your page, and then I click on it and it just drops me on the page, just like, oh, you can go ahead and find it. Scroll down somewhere. It's there. So if it's not within the next couple of days that you think of something that you want to see, then go to the community group and post it there, and then it'll be nice and fresh and everybody can see it and I can find it and whatever. Okay, that's all I have for you. Have a wonderful day. I don't think that you can make any snowmen, but you can enjoy the look of it anyway. Have a great day, and I will see you on Friday again. Yeah, and I'll draw names then. Thank you for joining me. Love you guys. Bye.